Hi, and welcome to the fourth episode of 1080 Passport. This is going to be our first episode for the month of June, and we've got all kinds of interesting news and things to discuss in the world of physical media, particularly as it pertains to imported discs. So join us, won't you? For the first segment of episode 4, we're going to do a recurring segment called Out Now, where we take a look at some of the recent international releases that might have slipped under your radar. First up is a film called Confessions of a Police Captain. The director is Damiano Damiani, and it is a German media book release, and the company who put it out is called Film Art. If you're a fan of the polizioteschi genre, this is probably something that is in your wheelhouse. I've not seen this movie before, I have to confess, but it very much looks like the sort of thing where if you're into cops in the early 70s smacking people around, this is probably something that would interest you. Our second Out Now title is yet another release by the great Hong Kong director Ringo Lam. This one is called Full Contact, and it's a film that's from earlier in the director's career, and it stars Chow Yun-fat, which, right there, it's a pretty good reason to check it out. In looking at the feedback about this release on the Blu-ray.com forums, generally the consensus seems to be that it is an upgrade over previous DVD releases. However, the transfer is pretty soft, and some people don't think that the upgrade is considerable enough to warrant making a purchase. There was one person on the forums in particular who mentioned that Sony had done a new transfer of it, and that version had shown up on iTunes, and that he felt that it looked way better. So, it might be worth kind of hanging back and waiting to see if that Sony master ends up popping up somewhere in a form other than on iTunes. But if you don't feel like waiting, and again, this is a very highly sought after title, then you might want to take the plunge. Our last title in the realm of what is out now is it's by director Steven Litzberger, I believe is how it's pronounced. He's probably best known as the writer and director of Tron. However, before he made Tron, he did an animated film called Animalympics, which is kind of what it sounds like. It's like, what if they held the Olympics and it was competitions between various animal species to see which ones could run the fastest or jump the highest. And I actually had never heard of this before. I remember when I was a kid, there was a show called Laugh Olympics, where it was 3 teams of cartoon superheroes, and they would compete against each other. But Animalympics was a new one on me, so this is kind of intriguing. And I think if you're a fan of old school animation, this might be something that interests you, or you might even remember it from your days as a kid. So all of those should be out by the time you watch this, and it might be worth looking into.